Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, brother Gigi.
Hi,
Welcome to the show.
how are you?
Oh, good. Had a really, really, really busy day, and I actually need to check my email. Okay, no email yet. Okay, so it's all good. So, there are a couple of moments in this study that I've mentioned what the name of blasphemy is, because it's supposedly a mystery, but the times have come that God is revealing the mystery. And we are now 8 years after those revelations. So um, this is at the 19th minute of this documentary, and we have seen so far. Let me see, where can I take us? Right there. We're tiny little ones. Um, so this happened back in 2016 on the Empire State Building in New York. It has a deeper message than the one we will see, um, but it will take a long time to start analyzing it. It has to do with evolution, alien seeding of the planet, things that are now bringing into mainstream, but they were showing them back then at the Empire State Building. So right after this whole presentation of all that ends, um, they show a bunch of eyes of all the animals, eyes, 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 eyes everywhere, and they show a very, very, very quick animation. And this is where I ask, are you ready for the real message? So again, I did not make this. Some people did on the Empire State Building in New York City. So let's watch this while I get myself a coffee.
Yeah, yeah. This is not the end, this is not the beginning. Just a voice like a riot rocket every revision. But you listen to the tone and the violent rhythm, and know the words sound steady, some empties within them. We say yeah, with fists flying up in the air, like we're holding on to something that's invisible there. Cause we're living at the mercy of the pain and the fear. Until we get it, forget it, let it all disappear. Yeah. Waiting for the end to come, wishing I had strength to stand. This is not what I had planned. It's out of my control. God save us, everyone. Will we burn inside the fires of 1,000 suns for the sins of our hand, sins of our tongue, the sins of our father, the sins of our young? God save us, everyone. Will we burn inside the fires of 1,000 suns for the sins of our hand, sins of our tongue, the sins of our father, the sins of our young?
Our future. Man and visitor. This is Concordia.
Concordia. Interesting name.
From your Roman mythology, meaning a peaceful and harmonious coexistence. Man and visitor working side by side to build thousands of these centers, creating jobs and supporting prosperity across the world. Concordia will employ massive numbers of men and women. Humans will be constructing the buildings, staffing the centers of learning and technology. We've made agreements with nations around the world to build Concordia on land that is currently abandoned or in disrepair.
So Concordia is like a worldwide urban renewal project.
Exactly. Marcus tells me everything is ready for tonight's announcement.
Concordia's structures will be completed by the time the effects of red sky have readied the humans for breeding.
Since the beginning of the new millennium, a series of freak storms of red, blood-like rain have unleashed panic across the globe.
Que sangre, que sangre.
In Sri Lanka in 2012, blood rain fell sporadically for 60 days.
කුණුලේ පාට වතුර තිබුණා ඒකේ. ඉතින් මෙන්න මේ පාට තමයි ඒ වැස්ස.
In Sri Lanka, people collect the rain for their drinking water.
භාජන වලට වතුර වැටලා තිබුණා වැස්ස ටිකක් පායගෙන යනකොට අපි බලනකොට අපිත් ඉතින් බය වුණා අපි දැකලා නැහැ මේ වැස්ස කවදාකවත්.
The local villagers fear the red water is contaminated. The government steps in to try and stop the growing panic.
Well, a team of 6 specialist doctors have been appointed by the Ministry of Health to investigate the red rain experience in the Savanagala area.
The government begins an urgent investigation. They rule out desert dust, blood cells, and algae. Now, the researchers think they're close to one of the greatest discoveries in the history of science.
This is potentially an extraterrestrial organism.
Whatever's in the blood rain is alive. Yet, unlike all known life on Earth, it's replicating without DNA. Could these tiny cells actually be alien? One clue is spotted a week before the red rain downpour in Sri Lanka. Villagers report seeing strange lights in the sky. A week after the strange lights appear, it starts to rain. Red rain. Professor Chandra Wickramasinghe thinks that there's a connection between the mysterious life forms in the red rain and the strange lights.
I think the cells in this red rain sample may well have come from the meteorite.
He's using a powerful electron microscope to scan the meteorite for red rain cells. If he finds them here, it could be the proof of alien life he's been looking for.
Excuse me, that's the potential red rain. That's the potential red rain there, isn't it? We are finding these cells right in the deep interior of the meteorite.
So, could these strange creatures pose a threat to human life?
The fact that the red rain cells have no DNA might be a cause for some concern, because these cells, if they interact with living cells on the Earth, might produce some harmful effects. So there could be a serious risk of a pandemic that might even wipe out the whole of mankind.
Still, no one knows exactly what these strange cells are and the precise threat they pose to our planet.
There's a huge amount that remains unexplained.
Your design is commendable. They'll never know its true purpose until it's too late.
The landing function is interwoven into the building's infrastructure. Once the cloaked ship set down, the next phase of the invasion may begin.
The humans think they're building their future, when in fact, they're digging their own grave.
Like a riot rocket every revision, but you listen to the tone and the violent rhythm, and though the words sound steady, some empties within them. We say yeah, with fists flying up in the air, like we're holding on to something that's invisible there, cause we're living at the mercy of the pain and the fear, until we get it, forget it, let it all disappear. Yeah.
Waiting for the end to come, wishing I had strength to stand. This is not what I...
Venus is in many ways the sister planet to the Earth. However, the physical conditions are so extreme and unpleasant that it's an irony that it's named after the goddess of love. Venus has extremely high atmospheric pressure, 90 bars, which is the same as the pressure at the ocean depth of about half a mile. The atmosphere is composed almost entirely of carbon dioxide, 96%, with about 3.5% nitrogen and other trace gases. There's virtually no water at all in the atmosphere or on the surface. Venus is shrouded by clouds that also contain sulfuric acid droplets, and the mean surface temperature is a horrendous 480 degrees centigrade, nearly 900 degrees Fahrenheit.
Starting again. Like a riot rocket every revision, but you listen to your tones.
επίσης στο αεροδρόμιο Ελευθέριος Βενιζέλος. Τη βλέπουμε, φοράει ένα δικτυωτό άσπρο ρούχο φόρεμα, ένα καυτό εσώρουχο.
Δεν
και
το
επίσης...
λες και φόρεμα, εντάξει.
Ναι. Και επίσης χρυσά κοχύλια στο στήθος της. Στήθηκε μπροστά στις κάμερες, πόζαρε μπροστά σε όλους τους φωτογράφους. Δεν έβγαλε κιχ, δεν είπε ούτε ένα hello, δεν είπε ούτε ένα είμαι πολύ ευτυχισμένη στην Ελλάδα. Τη βλέπουμε ποζάρι. Όλοι οι θαυμαστές της να φωνάζουν, να την ζητοκραυγάζουν και να την θέλουν να την δουν από κοντά, να τη σφίξουν έστω στο χέρι ή να την αγγίξουν. Αυτό το show που βλέπουμε τώρα εδώ κράτησε 3 με 4 λεπτά, Μάρα, και στη συνέχεια βλέπουμε και τα παπούσια, φοράει παπούσια πλατφόρμες χρυσές από ό,τι κατάλαβα. Πρέπει να είναι γύρω στα 12 με 15 εκατοστά. Στη συνέχεια οι χορευτές της, οι 2 από τους 8 χορευτές, τη σήκωσαν στους ώμους της, έκανε ένα γύρω από το αυτοκίνητο και πήγε στους θαυμαστές, όπου εκεί γνώρισε την αποθέωση από τους θαυμαστές της και ανανέωσε το ραντεβού της για την Παρασκευή στο Ολυμπιακό Στάδιο. Τώρα, τι έχει ζητήσει, τι δεν έχει ζητήσει, λίγο πολύ τα ξέρουμε όλα σε άσπρο φόντο, λευκά. Το μόνο πρόβλημα που δεν έχει βρει ακόμα η εταιρεία παραγωγής είναι ο φύλακας για τον σκύλο της, που ακόμα ψάχνει να βρει η εταιρεία παραγωγής φύλακα για το σκύλο της Lady Gaga, που έχει έρθει μαζί και με αυτόν από την Κωνσταντινούπολη. Το καμαρίνι της είναι έτοιμο στο ΆΚΑ, το δωμάτιό της στο ξενοδοχείο είναι έτοιμο, όλα είναι έτοιμα για την μεγάλη τραγουδίστρια, μπορούμε να πούμε, πιο πολύ show woman, που έρχεται για δεύτερη φορά στην Ελλάδα. Μην ξεχνάμε και πως το καλοκαίρι είχε επισκεφτεί το 2010, αν δεν κάνω λάθος, τα ελληνικά μας νησιά. Είναι η Lady Gaga ή αλλιώς η Στέφανη, όπως είναι, Μάρα, και το πραγματικό της όνομα.
Αφού κατάφερε να στηρίξει τα κοχύλια, πάλι καλά. Να σε ευχαριστήσουμε για την αναλυτική περιγραφή.
Alrighty. Let me see this.
What is their coming agenda? They will destroy New York to make way for the new order. The new order for a new age. And the new race will temporarily rule over that age. Symbols that expose their agenda are hidden in plain sight. iPad Goat 2 portrays New York City's destruction as the new age is ushered in. It all started with the collapse of two towers. The Twin Towers were one of the greatest marvels of the modern age, a symbolic achievement of the human race. Not for its stature and height, but because it carried the image of the Elohim as two strands of DNA. The strands would have to come down to make way for a third to stand in its place, a third monument, a third temple. A temple showing what the human race has become. Hybrids. The two temples would have to be destroyed first. They would have to come down. They would have to be desecrated. Then the rest of the city would follow. Piece by piece, it would be dismantled as the human body succumbed to the new race, the Trident race.
And I pray they will be comforted by a power greater than any of us, spoken through the ages in Psalm 23. Psalm 23. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. Psalm 23. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices. Secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, fires burning, huge structures collapsing, Psalm 23, have filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and a quiet, unyielding anger.
The two towers had to be brought down.
At the beginning of this video, there is a disclaimer that says, in order to understand fully what you are seeing, you need to have watched a video called iPad Goat 2, which was created back in 2012 by some people that nobody knows who they were, And back in 2012, I considered myself like enlightened in all the new age stuff. So when I watched that video, I was like, wow, these guys, they know so many stuff. I was not awakened in Christ. I was not awakened in the truth yet. So this is 4 years later, and together with this YouTube channel, which was C. Irvana, we were decrypting parts that we understood that they were showing us, because those that made that video, they were not random. So if you took the words I, pet, goat, 2, and you put them in Google Maps, it takes you to CERN. Why? No, seriously. Why? What is the word that is taking you to CERN? It's like zooming in, honing down to CERN. So in that video, they are showing the two towers in the form of a man and a woman. And as Irvana told us, they are representing the double helix. And Bush kept repeating when they fell Psalm 23, which is the chromosome that determines if you are male and female. Now, this video was made 8 years from today, and the name is Concordia. 8 years later, do you see why they would do that symbology of the male and the female getting destroyed? You might think to yourself that the right one doesn't look like male, but it is the way they've drawn it is it's inspired from the Doric pillars that we discussed when we were talking about Ephesus and why it's not a Roman city. The Doric pillar is vertical and it represents male. And Greeks used kilts. And right here, what you have, I cannot zoom further in. What you have is somebody who has his hands lifted up and the face is in between. And you can see on the left side, there is a woman. You can clearly see that. So I am going to stop this in a couple of minutes, but let's keep going for a little bit to see what Irvana is saying, because I don't even remember anymore, guys. I don't even remember. I know I remember there's something that I don't want to show here. I want people that are interested to go and discover it themselves. So I am going to pause there.
A third tower had to go up. A third strand of DNA. One showing the unity of the two races, humanity and the B'nai Elohim, both created by the Elohim, but only one in his image. That is the human being.
These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. These acts.
And by the way, Lupin, yeah, what a coincidence, right? And at the same time, there is something also very interesting with that. It is impossible to capture. The guy that you are mentioning captured the bullet. It is impossible to capture a bullet on a picture. In order to catch a bullet, you need a video, and the video must be 2,000 frames per second. So what are the chances that that specific photographer was using a high FPS camera to capture a president, a candidate? None. Okay? Is it edited? Yes. Is it the whole thing a sham? Yes. Did he get shot? I'm not sure. They keep saying that if he hadn't turned his head, you know, please go back to the video and watch for how long he had his head turned. It's not like he turned it the last second. He turned the head and he kept talking and talking and talking and talking. It's like the guy was aiming at the ear. But the ear that we saw, that was not an ear that a bullet went through. That was on the first moment. Now, if they take him to surgery and they make a hole in the ear, oh, that's another story. I don't know, you know, but it should be like minced meat, not as it was. Anyway, now, this documentary is called Concordia, and you should by now know that there is something with that name due to that video and the mythology behind it. So let me share what happened a year after this. You remember, 2 ships went down, they sank. One of them went all the way to the abyss, the Sea Diamond. It is on, I don't know how many yards that would be, 200 meters, like one fourth of a kilometer should be 1/8 of a mile, or more than 1/8 of a mile, but we can't get that ship up. But they picked up Costa Concordia and they created a new ship out of its metals. And you'll see about that ship now. Now let me see what, okay, the great, yep. Let's watch that one now. I'm not sure about the copyrights. This part will not be visible in Russia because of the Linkin Park songs, but they are free to use other than that. But I'm not sure about Dead Can Dance. No, the video is up, so it should be okay. I'll keep pausing. Maturity. I didn't want to show anything like that. I'm sorry, guys. I just said maturity is a relevant term. It does not come with your age. And my proof of concept for that is that little child at the bottom where the word C is, because it just looked up and saw what is written up there. And just look at its reaction. Wasn't very happy, was it? Here the guy says, I'm that, so what? Give me a minute. Gigi, are you here?
Yeah.
Do you see the monster?
No one knows the monster? Where?
Look at the right side.
Oh, that right there. Oh,
Right? Nobody notices the monster.
Our future. Man and visitor. This is Concordia.
Concordia.
So on part E of the 2016 series called The Great Deception, you see that in the Olympics in China, they flashed 3 different ways of saying harmony. One in the first Chinese, 200 BCE, one in modern Chinese, and one I don't remember in future Chinese, but 3 different ways the same word. And in the middle, you see they were flashing the colors and everything, and I just added that text. These pictures, top left, top right, and top middle, are 3 different parts of part E documentary, which had to do with the Olympic Games and the message that the Olympic flame was telling us, but we wouldn't notice. So they flashed the same name in 3 different ways. They didn't flash any other names. They didn't flash any other words. They didn't say peace. They didn't say equality. No. 3 different ways of saying harmony.
Interesting name.
From your Roman mythology, meaning a peaceful and harmonious coexistence. Man and visitor working side by side to build thousands of these centers, creating jobs and supporting prosperity across the world. Concordia will employ massive numbers of men and women. Humans will be constructing the buildings, staffing the centers of learning and technology. We've made agreements with nations around the world to build Concordia on land that is currently abandoned or in disrepair.
So Concordia is like a worldwide urban renewal project.
Exactly.
It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all this morning.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2nd Annual Concordia Summit.
On behalf of the entire Leadership Council, I want to extend warm welcome to each one of you.
It's really great to be up here focusing on the fascinating topic of collaboration and public-private partnerships.
I am here to support this initiative, the Concordia Summit. I am sure this initiative will contribute to create a more prosperous and secure future.
People who come here are very impressive, but of very disparate backgrounds.
2 young gentlemen. They are under 25. Wow. They have been the conveners of the Concordia Summit, and it is very important to look for joint action between the private and the public sector.
This is why Concordia is such an important institution in the making. It brings us together, government, business, non-profits.
And Concordia is a good platform, good proposal to be more interconnected, with mutual understanding, and with common, courageous approach to all these problems.
You're learning a lot here today, but the real reason that this organization's entity was crafted was to allow people to connect in ways that are unique, and I think this event does it beautifully in an unparalleled way.
Thank you, Concordia Summit, for building the partnerships that will ensure a better future for our world.
So delighted that so many of you have come together to explore the potentials of public-private partnerships.
We're a great democracy, but it took us a while. And we're still changing, we're still adapting.
because no one person can do it. No one organization can do it. It's about joining forces together to create the change that is needed in this world today.
I thank you for being here. I thank you for your commitment, and I believe that this is going to be vital in the future.
We are grateful to the Concordia Summit to amass minds like this, and I truly appreciate our panelists coming and giving us their very pointed thoughts today.
At the core of human motivation is that tomorrow can be better than today.
So now we jump to the advertisement for the new ship that came up called Harmony of the Seas, that has the symbol of Poseidon on it. And it has 2 water slides that come from a beast. And the water slide that comes from the beast is called the Abyss. Yeah, let's go take a vacation on that.
Let's pack a bag and follow the sun. Kick off our shoes and have some fun. Get ready, get set, let's go. If we never go, we'll never know. 'Cause you and I, oh yeah, we could fly so high, so high. This moment pass us by, pass us by. I won't let this moment pass us by.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Athina Raki.
Good afternoon.
For those that didn't notice, let me see, can I take this a little back, a couple of seconds? Yeah.
Welcome to the stage, Athina Raki.
For those that don't notice the stuff like that, and including me back then, because I'm not sure I saw this. I saw the all-seeing eye in the middle, which is a 360 degrees camera. But I didn't see that the rest of it, the tables, are an eye. And in the center of an eye, you have the retina. And in the center of that, you have the digital eye. Anyway, let's have some fun with this Athina, who is introducing. Here's the issue that I had with this. This is supposedly the harmony between the public and the private sector. And a lot of politicians and a lot of Democrat politicians, Republicans too, but also a lot of businessmen are into this. So where does religion fit in? Nowhere, right? Then why does it start with the religious leader of Orthodoxy? Because from what I understand, when you write a book, the intro to the book must reflect the body. The thesis statement must reflect the intro, and the intro must reflect the body. Why does a summit that has to do with the public and the private sector start with religion? Nobody answers that question. It's a rhetorical question. So I'm gonna just let this play for one more minute, just because I love making fun of that girl and her accent, because I was very annoyed at the time with those that are doing this. So I was making fun at everything I could see. And I'm gonna stop it before the speech of that patriarch that calls himself Green Patriarch, and he starts talking about alternative energy, and that's not why we're paying you. We're paying you to preach, not to talk to me about all the stuff that he's talking about. But anyway, I hope I've intrigued your curiosity about this. And if I did, you're 8 years late. So maybe you want to catch up, because this is a 2017 video. The previous one we watched was a 2016 video. And those that are running the show have been at their plans since. And you, whoever you are, viewer, that you just saw this for the first time, are in the theater that they are playing. Part of the theater is what is happening right now. Who am I gonna vote for? Like, is it this guy? Is it God's intervention? Was there a prophecy about it? But the other guy is this. Get out of it. Like, the guys have an agenda. Don't play part of it. Anyway. But that's just your opinion, man.
Good afternoon. It is indeed a great honor to present His All Holiness Bartholomew I, Archbishop of Constantinople, New Rome, and Ecumenical Patriarch. His All Holiness is the 270th successor of St. Andrew the Apostle and the spiritual leader of 250 million Orthodox Christians around the globe. Primus inter pares, His All Holiness leads by example and encouragement to renew the hope of humankind towards a more peaceful and respectful world. Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew is a visionary who applies the core values of Christianity to the modern era by bringing together the West and the East. An apostle of love and peace who promotes religious freedom and human rights. His All Holiness is an advocate for the sustainable ecology, and he has organized numerous symposia, summits, and seminars to protect the environment and raise awareness for the ecological problems, teaching us that the respect for the environment and the humans are inseparably linked with the divine. Those endeavors have earned him the title of Green Patriarch. His tolerance and openness today, more than ever, inspire and guide us. Your All Holiness, it is a great blessing to have you. Please join me in introducing him to the podium, His All Holiness.
Just to give you an update about this guy, because you don't know, you think that the Pope is the Antichrist, but all of Orthodoxy is disgusted with Bartholomew. Like, even the patriarchs, they want him off, but he's not going anywhere. He is responsible for part of the war taking place right now in the center of Orthodoxy. And the way he is responsible is because he gave the Ukrainian church independence to be a separate entity of Orthodoxy. So you had Orthodoxy spamming from Russia all the way to Greece and the rest of the world. And in the middle of that, we had a rebellion, a new church. That new church is not only deifying and worshiping Mary, but they gave her a javelin to hold instead of Jesus. And they are bringing in a lot of paganism, and they are calling themselves pagans, and they kick the bishops out of the monasteries. So Bartholomew is the one responsible for this. He did not do it alone. It was your guy, Piat, that forced him in doing that. But a true Orthodox would resign instead of doing that. Anyway, yes, Gigi, there's something you want to say.
What's the difference between Russian Orthodox and Greek Orthodox? There's not really any difference between the two.
Yeah, they have differences, and I don't even want to get into them. So I'm not even agreeing with a lot of things both sides are doing. So if they like worshiping Mary, worshiping saints, I remember I brought up a video at some point, but it was on another show. So let me show you something.
Δείτε τι μπορεί να κάνει αυτή η έξυπνη.
I'm sorry for the ads, skipping it.
No, we forgive.
In 3, 2, 1. So here we have a Greek Orthodox church of the 12th of July. All right, it's not the main church of Greece, but it is one of them. It is in Trikala, just a city way outside of Athens. And look who they have at the center. This is the new saint. He's called Saint Paisios. So although this is the daily ceremony, the daily ritual, it's not Jesus that is at the center. So I will show you now. A woman comes in, and some say that, oh, no, Orthodoxy, we don't worship saints. All right, you can say whatever you want. You can say you made it to the moon, but the evidence is what we should go by. So this woman is bowing to a saint and kissing the picture of a saint. I'm not saying that this man was not a saint, but I'm pretty sure he didn't want this before he died. If he knew that we would worship him, he would do something bad so as not to worship him. So I have no quarrel with that woman. My quarrel is with the shepherds, not with the sheep. Who put that picture there instead of the picture of Jesus? If you want to put the picture of Jesus with his mother, I might accept that. No, I won't, but still I could. But that's not even that. That is a saint. So I hope that is answering your question. They have differences, but they agree in this stuff. So why should I even care for their differences? Right? I don't. I'm not even gonna get into their differences. They agree on the stuff.
Do they ever?
Yeah.
Do they ever have a picture of Saint Achilles?
Saint Achilles didn't exist until very recently, but still, yes, there are monasteries dedicated to Saint Achilles. Not many. But we have like 20,000 Mary churches.
Oh, do they ever have a one dedicated to Saint Nicholas?
Yeah. So when you let me teach you one thing about Orthodoxy and churches here. Because of your question, it leads me to it. So according to which church you are in, On the right side, there is always Jesus. You see the picture of Jesus on the right side.
Yeah.
And on the left side, you have the picture of whom the church is dedicated to. So now we know that this church is a Mary something church. Mary, there are so many names. Mary this, Mary that. So this is one of those churches that is dedicated to Mary. And on the right side, we always have Jesus, and next to Jesus, John the Baptist. Then you, on even further right, we have Constantine and Helen. And on the left side, you always, when you enter any Orthodox church, the left picture is the one of the name of the church. So that could be Saint Nicholas, Saint Stylianos, Saint Paul, Saint anything, Saint Paisios, which is the new one right here. And you will know the name of any church by the picture they have on the left side. On the right side, because of the verse that says the lamb sit at the right side and that Jesus is at the right hand of the throne, they always put Jesus on the right side and the picture of the dedicated saint on the left side. And this is a Mary church.
You say they pray to saints? What if they had Nicholas there? So they would be technically praying to Santa Claus.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a Santa Claus church. I wouldn't be surprised where we've arrived today.
Yeah,
Anyway, let me now take us back to our study. Hopefully, I'm gonna finish 17 and maybe 18 tonight, because then we have 19, 20, 21, 22, and I think I'm running out of letters. We are at V. W, X, Y, Z. I have one letter per chapter, so I gotta rush it. So let's see where we were. Hey, where did you go? Come up. Why aren't you coming up? Where is
Are
it
you
here?
sure that wasn't you who's Saint Achilles?
No, I'm too mad to be a saint. It's like almost impossible to be a saint. Although that comes from the Catholic and Orthodox way of describing what a saint is. Because according to the true Bible, everybody who testifies, has the testimony of Jesus, which actually means being reborn, having the testimony of Jesus, not just calling on his name, having the testimony of Jesus, and having yourself crucified with him, you are called a saint. So we are all saints. But in that sense, yes, I am. But according to the, oh, this guy is so kind, so charitable, he must be a saint, you know, that thing, no, I'm not. I'm too mad. I'm too angry with this world to be a saint. I do mistakes. I will cuss if cast upon. Not like as a revenge, but I'm a dirt bike rider. Dirt bike riders, you know, I have dirt in my blood, so I can't claim sainthood.
Ken Hall will call Saint Holden.
I mean, yeah, we are saints. Those that have the testimony are considered saints, and the Book of Revelation is clearly showing us that, as we've read before, and I think we will read again. So we were here, and we were talking about how the bottomless pit has been falsely translated as bottomless pit here, because the word is abyss. And we saw something about the name abyss and a monster, a beast, coming out of it. So here verse 8 says, the beast that you saw was and is not, and shall ascend out of the abyss and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Again, I did not look into the word pareste to see which tense this is, but I think pareste means will cease to be. The beast that was and is not and will cease to be. But this is one part that I'm not gonna claim that I know for sure, as I've done on earlier parts. Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. Again, we know that the beast has 7 heads. I believe those heads are 7 saints. And it's telling us here the 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. So the United States, as we call Babylon, it has more than 7 mountains, so this can't be mountains. But it is also saying about the whore of Babylon that she's sitting on many waters. And it is true that the only continent that has 2 oceans is the Americas. Every other continent has 1 ocean. And there were 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. Now, I know, and you know, there are preterists out there that say that this verse is proof that it's all about the Roman Empire. Okay, yeah, I'm not even going to focus there. And I'm not going to claim that I know which kings it's talking about, nor do I focus on it that much. If I look into any beast like the UN or NATO, how many secretaries, they don't call themselves kings, they call themselves secretaries of NATO. So the one that is now has been a secretary for like, is it 7 years? How many before him were there? So I'm not even getting into that, but I believe that if you do truly want to understand the book of Revelation, this is how you should go. You should start understanding what could the beast be and start seeing what the word king could reflect concerning that specific beast. So the 5 have fallen, the 6th is, the 7th hasn't arrived yet, and when he does, he must stay for a while. And I believe that that is the Antichrist. No, many believe that, because that he must stay for a while. And the fact that he will go into perdition, that is on the next verse. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7 and goes into perdition. And the beast, interesting here. You see here it says, and the beast that was and is not, even he. It doesn't say it. That actually reflects the text. It says, and the beast, but then it turns it into a male. Oh, the one that is. But it's very clear that it's talking about a male entity. Even though the therion is the to. In Greek, you have o for male, ita for female, and to, to, for, I don't even remember it again, the neutral gender. So this is to. But right next, it calls it o. So it is it, but it is male. So it's talking of a person. It's the Antichrist. So he's the 8th and is of the 7. So he is of the 7, but he is the 8th. I believe that when, not if, when the Antichrist becomes the secretary of NATO, which is going to be this year, I think it's in October of this year. This verse will be verified. Then I'm going to go back and see the 7 kings, who they were. I have a TMI going on to discover that. Anyway, and the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So this is talking about 10 kings at the same time, that they will have one mind. Even preterists should see that that's not referring to the Roman Empire. There wasn't 10 different kings that had one mind. But today we have many organizations that have one mind. The one that we just watched, Concordia Summit, NATO, UN, they supposedly have one mind. They have disagreements, but when the Antichrist appears, they will receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast, and 1 hour doesn't speak of a literal hour. And they will have one mind, whatever the Antichrist calls them to do, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So if the beast is NATO, those kings of countries will give their army, their finances to NATO, and to the secretary that is leading it.
Achilles.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Here's a friend of mine who wants to join. Is it alright if I send him a link?
Do I know that friend?
Yeah.
Is he going to derail the study? I want to finish at least. Let us finish here, and we'll send him the link right after we read 18. Okay?
Okay.
And let's do it an open panel then.
Okay.
These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. Amen. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. So Satan, if you don't mind, I'm gonna highlight this just so everybody gets a clear reading of this. You ain't gonna win. All right, we have a full analysis of your schemes, but we have read the end of the book, and guess who loses? Let me check the Greek for a sec, see if we have any problems here. Okay, so that's interesting. On 1713, it doesn't say they have one mind. They say those have one opinion. So, yes, I can see that being translated as one mind, but it's more clear that what it's saying is that they will not have disagreements. They will have one opinion, the same opinion. Reading a little bit από έλαβον αλεξουσίαν ως βασιλείς μίαν ώραν λαμβάνουσι μετά του θηρίου. Ούτε μία γνώμην έχουσι και τη δύναμην και την εξουσίαν αυτών το θηρίο διδώσει. Ούτε μετά του αρνίου πολεμήσουσι και το αρνίο νικήσει αυτούς, ότι Κύριος Κυρίων εστί, Lord of Lords, okay, and βασιλεύς βασιλέων, King of Kings, and η μεταυτού κλητή και εκλεκτή και πιστή. And those that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which you saw where the whore sits are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Yeah, I'm all right with this. And the 10 horns which you saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. That's interesting because the candidate that is about to come up keeps talking about NATO and how he wants other countries to pay more money. So if he vetoes, and he says that if you don't pay more money, I'm out of here, you don't know how things are going to roll out. Maybe there will be a separation between NATO and the US. To my brain, that sounds impossible. They are one entity. The way I see it, they are one entity. But I don't know, that's if it is NATO, because it is a beast of iron teeth, according to Daniel, where we get more information about the beast. That's what I should do on the next part. We should go back and read about this beast from Daniel. Did I do this? Oh yeah, we've done that. But did we do it for both beasts? I'm not sure. Anyway, you should read Daniel 7, 8, and 9. If you are seriously into understanding the book of Revelation, you need to read those 3 chapters. So one thing, let me point out about the candidate, he's wrong on what he's saying. Greece is paying more money to NATO as a fraction, according to its GDP. We are paying 2.5% of our GDP, and the US is paying 2% of its GDP, or 1.8, or 1.5. Of course, 1.5 of the American gross domestic product are way more money than Greece ever saw in its lifetime, okay? But according to the NATO guideline, which is 2% of a country's GDP, Greece is the first country. It's paying more than 2% of its GDP. The US is second, and Turkey is third, I think. So the candidate, he is falsely leading people into thinking that they are paying more. They are paying more money, but not more money according to your GDP. Anyway, just think about that. And this is very interesting because it looks like there will be a division. If it's NATO, and I believe it is, like this is, I say a lot of things here and there. I say, I'm not sure about that. This is not what I believe. This is not what others believe. This is what they believe. This is what I believe here. I believe that this beast is NATO. And once the Antichrist becomes the secretary of NATO, he actually takes hold of the whole beast. Now, he still will be told what to do by the rest of the beast because they have one mind, one opinion, according to the Greek text. But that opinion is shaped from the US. So I personally do not imagine a separation, but if this is what the text is telling me, then the text is the authority, not what I believe. There are so many things that I believed in my life and I was wrong, and this text never was wrong. We understood it wrong on a lot of parts, especially the book of Revelation, but the book hasn't changed. And let's not talk about translations, all right? The text. Anyway, so the beast shall make the whore of Babylon desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Burn her with fire sounds like war. I don't know. I don't easily see this happening. But I don't know. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Let me read this in Greek because it's really confusing me. Ο άρθρος έδωκε εις τας καρδίας να τον πείσει την γνώμη of him, okay, and become okay. It says here and become one opinion. God gave to their hearts to make his opinion and have one opinion, which is not exactly here. What it says is, and to agree. And it is the same, but I'm just trying to swim in very deep waters, and you know, they just got even deeper. And give his kingdom, their kingdom, to the beast until the words of God come to fulfillment. And the woman which you saw is that great city which reigns over the kings of the earth. Okay, important, I guess. It doesn't say that great city, it says the great city. It's the great city. the one that has kingship over the kings of the earth. So definitely we know which one that is. So in Revelation 18, we are getting into the fall of Babylon, and I'm gonna have to try really hard to squeeze this into one part, but yeah, we'll try that tomorrow or the day after. And you can invite your friend Gigi. Is he banned from this channel?
I don't know.
Last time we had a discussion, and Stephen very politely said that Mark and Aiden are banned.
Sorry.
So if it's one of those two, they cannot come in.
Oh,
Because I want to respect my brother.
I need to tell you, this is where he sent me, this link.
But what I can do is, if it's Mark and he wants to talk about this,
Yeah.
I can go on his channel, but
Okay.
I'm not going to spend any time in 2024 discussing preterism. I want him to start seeing that there is way more depth in this. I have so far analyzed this, and we are at 20 letters of 2 hours long each. And this cannot all that be for the Roman Empire. I'm not going to spend time discussing that. If he can accept that, I can talk about it, I guess, but just not like for hours. Anyway, what?
Sorry. Can I show you something real quick? This is what he wanted me to show you.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think?
Definitely disagree. And again.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Again, if the book of Revelation is talking about Titus and the fall of the Jerusalem of that time, then there are so many things that do not make sense. We have no 2 witnesses. We have no book predicting how the end will be. The Great Babylon is that Babylon, but it did not exist at the time. There are so many things that don't make sense. And you have to stretch it all just because you have that one verse, and you have other verses that say, I am coming speedily, and you have a false translation telling you that I'm coming quickly. That's not my fault. The whole preterism thing is based upon loose translations, not the exact word, and a lot of stretching. Now, this is not a show about that, and I'm disgusted talking about that. It actually steals the hope from people. Like it's an evil fruit. It's poisonous. Does he even care to understand that? Because what I see from Mark, and I don't want to talk about that here a lot because it is rude to talk about it without allowing him to be here. But it is poisonous. And is there any chance? I mean, let me give you another example. I've had, when I appeared, take that example though, Mark, and apply it to yourself. But I don't want to be talking about you specifically and not allowing you here. I've had my first appearance here was debating with Christian Pike on evolution or a 6-day creation.
Yeah, I remember that.
He kept trying to convince me of evolution, and I remember that he was even telling me, and I told him that recently, that penguins are birds that have still have the wings, but they are vestigial. And I asked him if he has seen how a penguin turns into the water to avoid the speed of the orca.
Oh, he said, join him in his meet room, Google Meet.
All right, give me the link in private chat, and I'll
well,
see you guys there. So my point is that I'm not here for debates. I am here to discuss some things so we can actually make sense of them. If we are to debate and people keep their mind, keep their opinion, no matter how many hours they debate it, I feel it's a waste of time. There must be a reason for the debate. Many people do this so others can win from the argument, the viewers. Okay, but I'm more into making 20 parts so far of 2 hours long. Each is 40 hours of thoughts for people. And I cannot have somebody grounding them all and saying, oh, no, that's all false. All these 40 hours and all the possible thoughts that one can have are completely false because it all happened back in 70 AD.
Sorry about that.
I can discuss about it once, twice, but you gotta start questioning that yourself at some point.
He said he won't bite. He said you can join after the show up. He won't bite.
Yeah, but okay. But as you can see, Mark, I'm a biter. I mean, I'm not afraid of you, but I get pretty mad. And when I mean bite, I don't mean like how people do things, like report videos and do stuff like that. I mean, just, speak with a little bit of a tone. That's all.
What if you saw Ruben and he tried to bite you?
I'm not a lobster.
Oh. It was funny. This one guy, Al Trucker, he said every time he hears about Lupin, he thinks, "Oh, the guy who talks about cannibalism."
You broke up a little bit. Say what?
Oh, he said this guy Al Trucker. He said every time he hears Lupin's name, he's, "Oh, the guy talked about eating people." Al Trucker's a crazy guy. But it was Anita Lupin is a funny guy too. What he said was so funny.
We all have our funny side, I want to point out that fandom, I would rather not do that. Oh no, wait, wrong comment. Wait, wrong comment. Where was it? Yeah, here it is. You can always use double letters. Yeah, I don't want to do that. And it feels like more complete when it's all the letters and not then go like AA, AB, or like Roman numericals. I want to like finish this on Z as God is the Alpha and the Omega. In the Greek alphabet, that's 24 letters. In the American English, we have 26. So we're already adding 2 more. It should end at the Omega. But I want to hope I can finish this. So, hi, Christian. Again, yes, I think I summoned him.
Oh, he brought back him.
Yeah. So let me read this. Does Orthodox sects have qualifications for saints like Catholics do? Qualifications. What you need to be to qualify as a saint, you must mean, right? I think the only qualification is taken from the Bible and has to do with rejecting your life. But the proof of rejecting your life is to become a monk and be in a monastery. So that new saint, Paisios, spent all his life in a monastery, and people could go visit him. And the only reason he has become a saint is because he gave us some prophecies. The prophecies that he gave are not his. There, I said it. They are of Cosmas of the Aetolian, and he lived in the 1500s, and he took his prophecies and restated them. So he was pious. He was a very good man, I suppose. I never met him, but he definitely did not want to be worshipped. The more of a Christian you are, the less you want to be worshipped. So I bet if he knew what Orthodoxy would do, he would have done something really bad, so we don't worship him. He would apologize to God and said, God, forgive me. I have to, I don't know, kill or something.
Oh no. Who would he kill?
I don't know, man. Maybe he would burn a church or something.
Oh. What if they make you patron saint of helping doggies?
Of what?
Of papa dogs. Doggies.
Of dogs?
Yeah, because you...
Oh, that would make a good picture to worship. A picture of somebody with dogs around him. Maybe we have a saint like that already.
Oh.
We have a protector of everything in Orthodoxy. A protector of sailors, a protector of hunters, a protector of everything. So I guess there must be one for cats and dogs.
Yeah. But you make a good one. Do Orthodox have patron saints as well?
Sorry, what?
Patron saints?
Ancient saints?
Yeah. Well,
mythology that is re-emerging with this, with stuff like that, each god was responsible for something, and now we have saints being responsible for something.
Here's one from Fan to the Max. He says, Achilles for the patron saint of dirt bikes. What do you think of that?
I don't think I've ever been kind on dirt bikes. When I ride them, I don't treat them well, so I would not be a saint of dirt bikes, that's for sure. I pin them and I jump everything I see, so I'm no saint. They don't like me, dirt bikes. They'd rather have somebody to ride them on an asphalt or something. So, okay, let me say good night to everyone. Thank you for being around. I hope you enjoyed this. We are getting into the very, very interesting stuff, which is Revelation 19, right after Revelation 18, where we're going to go back and forth with Revelation 6 and with other things we know about the second coming. And I'm going to show you a verse that is not in the English text, in no Bible. I'm going to show you the words, word to word, and you will see that the verse is completely missing from all translations. If you don't care for that, that's your prerogative. But I have to show it to you. I'm not going to say what it is. I don't want to give spoilers.
Oh, that's...
So, I'll see you in the next one, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Gigi, I got the link. I'm going to give some meds, and I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Take care, everyone. God bless you all.